Hi, my name is Allison Smith, and this is my video presentation on Christian coaching skills. So, a Christian coach is not only about helping clients create good outcomes, but assisting them achieve their goals. And Christian coaching focuses on positive psychology, which would be about hope, optimism, responsibility, and pursuing passions. This is about helping someone become who God has called them to be, helping them fulfill the callings God's placed on their life, and not about always fixing the problems. Whereas negative psychology is usually about problems and resolving conflicts, and that's usually handled by a licensed professional because it handles more mental health diagnosis or emotional issues such as anger, depression, anxiety. These are things handled by a licensed professional, such as a counselor or a psychiatrist. So Christian coaching is a calling where we are supposed to resemble Jesus, and we help others imagine ways that their lives can grow and resemble Christ and bring him glory through their lives, because we want to get them to where God has called them to be. And that is built on trust and developing relationships with them, because in order to help them develop their passions, we have to first know them, and that can be a really intimate conversation, and that's best done once there's already a relationship established. But Christian coaching is about the coach themselves being grounded in the relationship with Christ and having works of the Holy Spirit coming and flowing through them and impacting not only their life but their clients' lives as well. One aspect of Christian coaching can look like servant leadership, which is focusing on the relationship with others and resembling Christ, because he was a perfect example of what servant leadership looked like, about putting others' needs above our own and doing for them what we would want done for us, and going the extra mile and focusing on the relationships and the community for them. And so that's just one aspect of Christian coaching. But Christian coaching, the coaches should have some skills, and these can look like awareness of their values, or forward-looking, optimism, being encouraging, enthusiastic about change, flexible, because you know that all the time plans change because God gives us new desires and changes our passions, and so we need to be flexible in that. Sensitive, caring, trustworthy, respectable. The coach needs to be committed to growing their own talents first and continually growing, because the coach can't be stagnant. They need to be growing in their relationship with Christ as well. Gary Collins outlines those for us in his book called Christian Coaching. He also lists some skills that coaches should have, like listening attentively, which would look at our body language. If we want to be sitting upright and not slouching, not crossing our arms or our legs, and using active listening skills so that the client knows that we're engaged and still bought into the discussion. Using focused questions, like open-ended ones. We want ones that are non-judgmental. So we don't really use why questions, we use open-ended questions about, can you tell me about this? Those kinds of things. We want to be giving them responses and verbal feedback and stimuli so that they know we're still listening to them. Tony Stoltzfus says that if you want to help your clients in the short term, focus on solving problems. If you want to see them radically transform for life, concentrate on building people. He says this in his book, Leadership Coaching, which this is just so powerful, because as a leader, we're called to help them along their journey of life. We don't want to just teach them an answer. We want to teach them how to solve the problem so that they don't need us forever, because they're always going to have new situations coming into their life. And as a coach, we want to equip them to handle them, and using the current one that they're in as the example. So Christian coaching can address many issues, and there's a lot of models out there, but Gary Collins uses one, and it's has 4 components, and it has awareness, vision, strategy, and obstacles. So awareness is where we're at now, vision is where do we want to go, strategy is how are we going to get there, and then the obstacles are what's going to get in our way and how are we going to overcome them. And at the center of it all is Jesus, and he guides us through that whole experience, because without him we wouldn't know our passions and our desires. And so he's going to help guide us through that, both the coach and the client. And sometimes the hardest issue for a client is themselves. And so a coach is going to walk alongside them and get past behaviors or attitudes about change. And those can be real difficult, but the coach is focused on doing things differently, but also helping the client be different and to change, because Jesus was the ultimate example of that. He didn't just teach someone, oh, this is what you're supposed to do. He helped change them into the person that desired that. After following Christ and changing our hearts to look like God's, like, we get the inspiration and the motivation to learn and resemble Christ. And that's what a Christian coach helps bring out in their client. Thank you.